Hey, any kind clips. Because to know your future, you need to know your past. And one of the most, and recently Surfline has been streaming for their premium members. So make sure you're a premium member of Surfline, by the way. Hal Jepsen's Super Sessions, which was filmed in 1975, and it has radical stuff in it. It has like Jerry Lopez with the quote, "It's a cakewalk" at Pipeline. And then in there, there's also the quote of Larry Bertelman saying, "Anything's possible." But let's see if we can queue up and take a look at some Larry Bertelman right here from that film.
And if you think about Larry Bertelman, he was at the top of his game very, very early. Way ahead of his time.
So right here, he's talking about boards and the evolution of boards. Now, if you have to think about in the time, the Stinger was a big evolution. And what was happening with Larry was he was placing his fins really high up on the board, much higher on the board. You see, way higher than everyone else. He would cut the fin at the base so he could slide it up a little bit more. And the fin, Pete, would actually be wobbly. So it flexes a little bit so the rubber man could do his thing.
So sick. You think about it's great surfers before him, but he was definitely ahead of his time.
Watch this stuff. The late stand up right here, the Burt bottom turn, and the hook. What? Larry Mehal Bertelman. One of my very early influences and someone who like influenced surfing as a whole when it comes to progressive surfing. I mean, and you know what else is cool, Pete? In this film, Super Sessions, people aren't riding leashes in most of the film. Mostly people don't have leashes in the whole film.
Extra fitness, good training, or you don't fall.
Ah. You only need a leash if you fall, okay? You only need a leash if you don't fall, you don't need a leash. So don't fall.
Well, you can body surf too.
Yeah. So Larry Bertelman, ripping it up. I wish I could grow a fro like that. You can, Peter. You can grow a fro.
I think I could. I'm working on it. Maybe
don't
by
cut
the next time we run an event. Really?
Don't cut, please.
It's annoying.
Please.
Super
don't
annoying.
cut the hair. Please,
Talk about Kramer.
please. Dude, please. Bring back the fro.
Okay, I won't for now.
Okay.
I won't. I don't have those icy blue eyes, do I? Like Macy Callahan.
So from the past, I want to go to the future. So we looked at the past because we honor our roots, we water the soil for our roots, and then what can happen in the future? Well, so there's a progression that's happening, and a lot of it's happening in wave systems, Peter, because you have that repetition that can happen in a wave system, right?
I agree, yes. And I think that if we can have that for everybody to showcase that, I mean, we saw it at Stab High. You know, that was an example of an event that was about progression solely.
Yeah, and with that repetition, it's like, for me, coming from a skateboard and a snowboard background as well, is when you can hit the same feature over and over again, you can work out your tricks. So whether it's a jump in snowboarding or whether it's like a stationary object like a bowl or a skate park hip or like a rail, if you can do it over and over again, you're going to get more and more comfortable with it, you know? And so we've seen that. And we take a look at Finn McGill. I'm a big fan of this young man with some progression. And so we got the Instagram up
you think about what
at Waco. Let's roll and see what happened.
What are you going to call this, Kaipo?
It's a backside rotation body varial. As you can see, he switches stance on his body. He goes 180 with his body while he's doing a full rotation on the backhand. My good friend Chris Cote would have called this a backside 540. I'm not as good as math as Cote, nor am I a proponent to putting numbers to things in surfing.
Well, the board doesn't even actually go 540 though. His body varialed in it, but his board.
Yeah.
And how many surfers in the world can do this maneuver? Would you say?
More and more in every generation. More and more in every generation. So that's something that we can look forward to. You know, Finn McGill, because he's got a great skateboarding background, and I think he just is pushing progression there.
That was sick, and he almost pegged it. He landed for sure, and I think he was probably pretty psyched on just the landing. And he pulls that with the jersey on. Woo-hoo. 10 points.
Well, he in France, the last Red Bull Airborne, he did a indie alley-oop, which was really cool, rarely seen. You know what I mean? And so was it indie alley-oop, or was it just like an indie? I don't know. I can't remember. He did something
that we had.
He did something rad. Yeah. Finn McGill. Finnegan Thunders McGill. And so that's what we got to look forward to as surfing progresses.
This has been Any Kine Clips.